Are you a fan of herbal teas? I am too. I look forward to making my herbal teas. It's really a meditative process for me. I also have this little herbal tea stand in my office so I can go and quickly make my herbal teas. I love shopping for silverware and shopping for herbal teas when I'm traveling around. Herbal teas are medicinal. Herbs and spices is what was original medicine. This was what was used as medicine. A lot of modern medicine is based on herbs and spices and plants which have a medicinal property in the body. If you are my client or have worked with me in the past or know someone who's my client, you know that I do insist them to take a lot of herbal teas, and for specific health conditions. Let's say someone's struggling with PCOS, then spearmint tea is what I would suggest. Someone struggling with hypertension, then 2 cups of strongly brewed hibiscus tea is what we suggest. And we've seen this, just making that one change can drastically help you in terms of managing your condition. I'm not saying it'll reverse your condition, but it does make a huge impact, especially for hypertension and hibiscus tea. But there are disadvantages to consuming herbal teas. Let's discuss 3 specific disadvantages when it comes to consuming herbal teas. These are important to know, especially if you're drinking herbal teas on a daily basis and drinking more than 2 cups a day. Number 1, herbal teas could have toxic substances. Now, the herbal tea market is a very, very huge market. It's estimated to touch around 20 billion by 2026. Just imagine what a big market it is. A lot of people are transitioning to having herbal teas versus chai and coffee because it's a healthier alternative, and many of them just adapting it from the perspective of good health, because it has medicinal properties. So we want to make sure that as the market is continuously growing, we make selections of herbal teas which are organically sourced, which are sourced from a good ethical place. The whole process of harvesting, cultivating, storing herbal teas could make it more susceptible to exposure to chemicals. One of the most common one is exposure to lead. Lead built up or lead toxicity in the body can have grave consequences, including things like lowered fertility or increased kidney health, kidney problems, kidney disorders. So you want to make sure that you don't have any lead. Now, how much lead is really there? We don't know. But so as per one study done by the Journal of Toxicology in 2013, where they tested for 30 different types of teas brewed for at least 5 minutes, 83% of them showed minor levels of lead. Now, that little bit of lead is not going to affect you, but imagine you're drinking 3 cups a day every single day for days together. Then that's going to be toxic. Arsenic, lead, many of these heavy metals which are found in the soil can be part of the tea. So you want to make sure you avoid them under all cases. Number 2, added flavors and sweeteners. Yes, sweeteners. Many herbal teas, like check out this particular Kashmiri Kawa brand, which I got from Kashmir, which my parents got me from Kashmir when they were traveling, which actually has sugar in it, like literally has sugar in it to sweeten the tea. And of course, when you taste something as sweet as that, you want to get the same brand again. But look out for the ingredients. Many times you could get teas like, whiskey flavored tea or coconut flavored tea, almond flavored tea. And a lot of times they are not including real almonds or coconuts. They have flavorings to mimic the taste of almonds and coconuts, and these flavorings could be dangerous for you. These are hyper palatable food. Hyper palatable food only causes more addictions and will cause you to want more and more of that stuff, but it could be bad to your gut microbiome, it could be bad to your health, it could be leading to autoimmune diseases. You want to make sure you stay away from that. Thus, choosing teas which literally just have the ingredients mentioned in the packaging but don't have something called flavoring or natural flavors or things like that written would be a wiser idea. Also, pick teas which are herbs. You don't necessarily want like a black tea base or a green tea base, but you could just get herbs, like good quality organically sourced herbs. You don't get the herbal tea itself. That brings us to a third point. It could be number 3. Herbal teas could be caffeinated. When we think of caffeine, we are mostly associating coffee. We don't think of tea being caffeinated, but tea leaves also have caffeine. And having that 1 cup per day will really not matter. But if you're having multiple cups per day, then that leads to a caffeine addiction. And for specific conditions, particularly like when you're pregnant, you don't want to consume so much of caffeine, but we do consume herbal teas when we are pregnant in the name of health. So you want to be a little bit aware of the same. This problem again can be resolved when you're switching to herbal teas, which are just herbs, versus like hibiscus teas, just hibiscus petals. It's not really hibiscus, and unless you get a hibiscus green tea, which is different. So avoid get a mix and match. I'm not saying avoid. I mean, green teas, black teas, white teas, all of these have high flavonoid content, longevity properties, and they are also healthy for you. But I think find a good blend between just herbs and herbal teas with herbs and the green tea, or any other kind of tea mix. So you're controlling your caffeine content. You're not getting too much caffeine. Like I mentioned, that caffeine, one, is not bad for the body. Caffeine is a prebiotic fiber, so it's not really bad. But too much of caffeine consumption can lead to caffeine addiction, caffeine highs, caffeine crash, need for more caffeine, caffeine crash, need for more caffeine, disruption of your sleep cycle, circadian cycle, and that can all happen very fast without you realizing. So you want to be a little bit aware of that. I have written a detailed blog about herbal teas and different herbal teas for different conditions. So when you have diabetes, what should you be taking? When you have PCOS, thyroid, hypertension, acne, there's so many different conditions I've covered, and which particular tea should you be drinking for that condition. And I've also dug in deep about the dangers of consuming herbal teas, more points than what we have already discussed in this video. Highly suggest you read the blog. Link to the same is in the bio, and subscribe to my channel. If you subscribe, it motivates me to make more videos, and the channel grows and more people benefit out of this. Trust this helps.